Before the video starts, I would like to caution viewers that this isn't going to be one of my normal videos and will center around very sensitive subjects. If you are uncomfortable, I would suggest skipping this video. If you can't stomach it, then let me assure you I will limit the discussion only to where it is absolutely necessary. With that being said, so if you've kept up with the K-pop space, then you've probably heard the news of Taeil's departure from NCT. If you haven't, allow me to fill you in. On August 28th, SM Entertainment released a statement explaining that Taeil had been removed from NCT on the basis of alleged sexual misconduct. A unspecified sexual crime is the wording they used. There's been a lot of confusion surrounding this statement, because depending on which source you check, Taeil has either been accused or indicted. That slight difference might seem irrelevant, but the distinction does matter legally. If he's been accused, then the police haven't yet pressed charges, whereas an indictment is a formal accusation charging the accused with a crime after determining there is probable cause of their guilt. So, which is it? After further clarification, it's clear now that he has been indicted. Both SM Entertainment and Taeil were informed of these charges. SM Entertainment then proceeded with their decision to remove Taeil from the group. A significant reason why many stans believe Taeil is at least partly guilty stems from the way SM Entertainment handled his removal from the group. SM has a well-known reputation for being slow to react to controversies and rarely takes such extreme measures even when the situation demands it. The fact that they removed Taeil from NCT so quickly has led many to assume that the evidence against him must be substantial. Fans are also drawing comparisons to another former NCT member, Lucas, who faced serious allegations in the past. However, it's important to note that while Lucas was accused, he was never formally charged with a crime. Despite this, it took SM Entertainment months to address the situation, and even then, Lucas eventually started his own solo career after attention on him died down. The stark contrast in how SM handled Taeil's case, swiftly and decisively, has only fueled the belief that the allegations against him are likely credible. That covers the basics of the situation. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to cover this story on my channel. Don't get me wrong, this merited talking about. And if it wasn't clear already, fuck Taeil. I don't think I can get more blunt than that. My heart goes out to the victim, who I hope sees justice realized and recovers from this traumatic experience. However, I didn't feel as though I could provide any insight into the situation. I'm not familiar with SM as a company, NCT as a group, or Taeil as an idol. Even less so when it comes to any details that have actually been made public. That was until K-pop stans started overcomplicating what is already a confusing mess with loads of misinformation. I shouldn't really be surprised at this point, but K-pop stans find a new way to disappoint me every time. I fully realize that I'm not a big creator, but if there is at least one person who believes any of the lies surrounding this case, I hope watching this video will enlighten them. Better yet, if we can get back on track and focus on what is actually important: supporting the victim. Rather than talking about what people have made up, it's easier to explain what we do know as of September 1st. I want to make that abundantly clear. This is information we have as of September 1st. September 1st. Hopefully if I say it 3 times, this will sink in. As I list them out, I will show all the quotes and sources on screen. He's been removed from the group due to allegations of an unspecified sex crime. Taeil has been ousted from NCT, but his contract with SM hasn't been terminated. Taeil was booked at a police station in June 2024 after allegations were made. The police proceeded to investigate for the next 2 months. SM Entertainment claims not to have known about Taeil's crime until mid-August, when an official indictment from the police was sent to Taeil. Taeil was questioned by the police on August 28th, the same day it was announced he was no longer a part of NCT. The victim is an adult woman. This last one will become important rather quickly. I was not kidding when I say we know next to nothing. But now that we have a baseline, let's address what K-pop stans have been using to muddle the waters of this case. Rumor number 1, the victim is a minor. This rumor started because of a police statement that was released initially. Quote, "This investigation is not related to a sexual crime against minors of the same gender as Taeil," end quote. This led people to assume that it was a female minor, but I already showed a newer statement where they clarified that the victim is an adult woman. Rumor 2. The harassment has been going on for 6 years, starting when the victim was 12. There are no official sources for this information. However, an Instagram account claiming to be the victim has stated this. A lot of people seem to believe this account since they have made comments mentioning the allegations going years back. However, let me reiterate that no official sources have yet connected this to be the real victim. Only time will tell, unfortunately. Since the beginning of this case, there have been more accounts made with a similar name to the original, claiming that they are the true victim. You can see where their confusion starts coming in. Rumor 3. This is connected to the recent Telegram expose. For those that don't know, Telegram is a messenger software. A set of Telegram rooms with more than 200,000 participants has been exposed. Inside of these chat rooms are photos of unconscious girls and women, deepfakes of a sexual nature, child abuse images, and illegal drug circulation. It was revealed that to gain access to these rooms, one must submit a set of photos of any girl or woman around themselves, such as classmates, siblings, or friends, and provide the girl's personal details. Noticing the similarities, many have been calling it the second nth room. However, it is extremely important that I emphasize that the nth room was a criminal case involving blackmail, cyber sex trafficking, and the spread of sexually exploitative videos between 2018 and 2020. It ended with the arrest of the two main administrators. The recent expose is set in 2024 and is considered separate. When people speak of Taeil possibly being a part of the original nth room, they are spreading misinformation. When people speak of Taeil possibly being a part of the recent Telegram expose, they are spreading misinformation. There are no official sources connecting the cases together. As far as the police are concerned, as by recording this, these are two separate cases. Rumor 4. There is a list of 200 K-pop idols that have been found to have participated in the Telegram rooms, and reporters will reveal it on August 30th. There is not. This one is a bit more obvious, since the supposed date has come and gone without any word of the list. But again, there were no official sources behind this reveal in the first place. It's just another lie surrounding the story. I tried to source where this information even came from, because 200 K-pop idols seemed weirdly specific. It seemed to be yet another connection to the original nth room, when reporters detailed that a list of 200 celebrities were found to be involved. Celebrities include idols, actors, and athletes, etc. This list was never made public. I would also like to be clear that I'm not saying it's impossible for the new nth room to feature idols, however, no official notes have announced this as of yet. Rumor 5, and the one that made me make this video, a supposed confirmed list of male idols in the new nth room. Basically, people fabricated a list of random male idols and spread it online as the supposed list totaling to about 8 idols, quote-unquote, confirmed in the new nth room. Frankly, they didn't even do a good job of making this look legitimate. The list was released by a Dispatch Twitter account, and before you get too excited, I should mention that Dispatch doesn't have an official Twitter account. This was a page set up for the direct purpose of spreading misinformation, which is obvious by its measly 31 followers. The post has since been deleted. Oh, and the list was on an Apple Notes app. The fucking Notes app. In English. Despite how obviously fake it is, it's been repeatedly reposted, causing the fans of the idols listed to start burning their merch. No, I will not be showing the list, because that would defeat the entire purpose of this video, to spread awareness and hopefully encourage people to do more digging before believing whatever they see online. The reason this specifically spurred me into action was the clear motive behind it. For the other vague connections being made, you could argue it's individuals being overzealous, but ultimately wanting to help. This, however, was done for the purpose of fan wars. In the middle of this case is a woman who's been traumatized and needs to fight tooth and nail to see this man put in jail for what he's done. And people are more concerned with seeing a male idol get hate. Yes, it's true. I don't want to see random idols be targeted online because some idiot wanted brownie points. But even more so, to take advantage of this woman's experience for clout? It's utterly disgusting. I would go so far as to say it's inhumane. My last statement on all of this is simple. I want to emphasize that there is no need to dramatize or sensationalize this case. The reality is that this situation is already heartbreaking on its own. There is no need to exaggerate or add layers to it to make it seem worse than it is and somehow more worthy of people's attention. Doing so only distracts from the real issue at hand and disrespects the victim's actual experiences. It's possible later down the line that we'll become privy to more information, but I want to stress the need to fact-check this stuff before running with it, because it can have serious consequences. Now, there's been a habit of people surrounding this situation that doesn't dip its toes into misinformation, but I do feel the need to talk about it. That of redirection of attention away from Taeil and onto literally anything else. In each of the examples I'm going to lay out, I want to reiterate the idea that someone's trauma is at the core of this. I've seen a lot of people shaming others for previously supporting Taeil, but let's be real here, no one could have predicted this. We were all blindsided by these allegations, and it's understandable that fans would have supported him before any of this came to light. What really matters now is how we respond. If you were a fan of Taeil, it's crucial to recognize the gravity of the situation and renounce that support. Continuing to stand by him, knowing what we know now, is not okay. But let's not shame people for what they didn't know, or the sadness they may feel for having given their support to someone like that. Additionally, I've seen people starting to shift their focus onto the other members of NCT, speculating whether they knew about Taeil's actions. There's no evidence, as of now, to suggest that the other members had any knowledge of the situation. Abusers who commit these crimes often have personas that make them seem trustworthy. How many times have we heard the phrase, "I had no idea they would do something like this," uttered by the family and friends of provably horrible people? Unless something concrete comes out, we should keep the focus on where it belongs, on the victim and the accountability of the perpetrator. With that, this brings us to the end of this video. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, please take everything with a grain of salt until reliable sources release concrete statements on the situation. And for the love of God, don't use TikTok as a source of information. I didn't talk about it much in this video, but Twitter and TikTok seems to be the biggest places where this misinformation is spreading. It's fine to consume content there, but realize that it's so easy for people to talk out of their asses on subjects they know next to nothing about. Always dig deeper. Always try to find sources for their information. Anyway, that'll be it from me for now. See y'all later. Bye-bye.